Hi everybody, it's Tammy with the Frou-frou Studio. I was watching YouTube and I watched a video by Barbara at 49 Dragonflies, and she made a cute little no-sew journal, a no-sew signature journal, and I am going to show you how I got to this point, and we're going to decorate the cover. And Luise with junkjournalart also did the same little journal. So first I'll show you how to make the signatures, and then I'll show you how I put it together, and we'll decorate the cover. So what you're going to use is any kind of paper you want, as long as it's a rectangle. They used, of course, their European paper, which is a little bit larger than ours. I have just an 8.5 by 11 piece that I'm going to fold to show you how to make the signatures. But I think you could use any size paper as long as it was rectangle. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to take your paper and you need to fold it in half this way. And make a crease down the center. And you want to try and keep your edges as close to being lined up as you can. This is tea-dyed copy paper that has been tea-dyed and then baked in the oven, so it's real crinkly, and it's probably not going to fold totally even because of the wrinkles and the shrinkage, that happened when it got put in the oven and ironed back out and all that kind of stuff. Then you're going to take it the other way and do the same thing, fold it in half. So when you get done, you have, a fold this way and a fold this way. Okay? So fold it back up the long way. No. Fold it back up the short way. I'm about to tell you wrong. Like this. And then you're going to take the one side and bring it up. And like I said, try to keep it as even as you can across there. Mine's going to be off. I can already tell because this paper has been manipulated so much. But that's okay. You can fix that, or if you like it, not being totally even, you can just leave it. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And I will link both Barbara and Luise's video in the description box if you want to watch theirs to see how theirs came out. They were both really adorable, and that's what made me want to try this. Okay, so now what you have is kind of this shape. You have a double in the middle, and you have two wings. Okay, so the next step is you're going to cut the double piece to that center crease, or not the center crease, but the crease you just made by folding the sides down like that. Okay, so cut up to the crease. All right, and then you're going to fold this out so that you have these 4 little pieces like this. Okay, so you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then fold those down, each one of them, and crease them over. And there you have your signature. Okay. And what you've also created is you have also created a top pocket, a side pocket, a top pocket, and a side pocket. And, if you don't want the pockets or whatever, you can just glue them down. But if you do, I will show you how to glue them. And, you know, if you decide you don't want them, then just glue up whatever pockets you don't want. So, first one, we have the top pocket. And so, of course, we're going to glue across the bottom because we have an open bottom down here. So I'm just going to take my glue and run it across the bottom. And that gives us the top pocket here. And you can notch that if you want to before you glue it. And also you can, if you want to put, you know, some color down in here so it's not totally white, if you're using just copy paper or whatever, or if you're using one-sided scrapbook paper and it's white down here and you want to put something in there. Okay, for this one, it's going to be a side pocket, so we're going to go across the top. Just like that. And that gives us a side pocket. And then for the third one, again, we have a top pocket. So we're going to glue across the bottom. Like that. And then for the last one, you're doing another side pocket, so you're going to go across the top. All right. Now you can see where I folded and my paper, you know, has been misformed, I guess. I don't even know if that's a word, misformed. During the dyeing process, it's not totally even. And I'm fine with that. But if you're not and you want it to be even, just trim it off so that you have nice, even pages. You know, you can just take the scissors and trim them right down the side. But don't forget that if you do that, your top pockets, your ones that are top pockets, you're going to have to glue down the side because you cut off your sealed top pocket. All right, so you're going to do that 3 times to have 3 signatures, or you can do, you know, 5 signatures. You can, it's not limited to 3. That's just what they did, so that's what I did. So there you go. Again, top pocket, side pocket, top pocket, side pocket. Okay? And you don't have to sew the signatures together because they're together, which is really nice. So that gives you a lot of options for how you want to put them in your journal. I did a hidden spine, and I sewed mine in. And actually, I stapled mine first and put this washi tape on the outside. And then I sewed them in with a hidden spine. So they're actually kind of doubly done. And my cover is just a piece of, like, the back of a notebook, like a notepad. And I just, you know, decided how wide I wanted my spine to be. And I think I did 1.5 inches for my particular one. Yes, I did. And then I, you know, glued it down to this piece of paper that I had. And on the inside, I made another piece that was 1.5 inches wide, and I put this crocheted ribbon on it and did a hidden spine, and then glued the spine inside of the cover. I hope that makes sense. All right. So after I did that, the next thing I did is I went through, and actually I did the covers to, I don't know if you call it cover, the first page of each signature, and the tags and the journal cards I did before I sewed them in the book. And so I created a front page for each signature. And this one's got kind of a nature theme to it. And I did, all of my papers are music page, because it didn't matter which way they face. That's the one thing that you need to watch when you're picking your paper. If you do something that's a text, when you do this folding process, half of them are going to be upside down. So you want to make sure that whatever you pick to do these, that it's going to be either you're okay with it being upside down, or it's going to look okay for it to be upside down. So my music paper looks fine either way. And so that's why I chose to use the music paper. And then I really grunged these up with coffee on the inside, you can see. And I also used some frayed burlap and sprayed in here. And just to give it a really grungy look. I actually used in Luise's video, you'll see how she grunges up hers. And I kind of used her method where she takes each and squirts the spray, the oxide sprays, and lets it soak in to the journal by adding water. And I did that. And then I also, if you haven't watched her video about how she does grunge up her journals, you definitely need to watch that. Because she uses a hammer and beats the pages. And she also uses her ruler, and she takes her ruler and beats down the pages with her ruler. So I did kind of that to kind of age them up and whatever, to get some grunge. The tags that I made, I did mostly dyeing and stamping. And I did these with oxides, and by smushing the oxides on the glass, spraying it with water, and then dragging the tags through it. And I dried each color as I did it. So I did like fossilized amber, I did salvage patina, and I did rusty nail, I believe. And then I went around the edges and across really gently with vintage photo. So that's how I got the colors. I used archival black for all the stamps, and I did the background stamping that's in the background, the text, is all stamped with archival espresso. And then the, foreground stamps are done with archival black. And then I've just got some sari silk in the little tag holes. So that's my tags. All right, for my journal cards, I'll take those out as well. They are all the Tim Holtz papers, and they are the papers that have the little 3x4 or whatever they are, the page that has the smaller little pictures on them. Let's see, what are they? 3. Yeah, they're like 3 by 4. And so I cut all those out. I did vintage photo around the edges, and then I stamped with black archival different numbers on them because I wanted to put big bold black numbers to match, you know, kind of my stamping here. And that's really all I did with those, except for add the tabs on, which are also punched out with my tab punch, this one, and out of Tim Holtz papers. Mostly Tim Holtz papers. I don't know that that one is, but I think the rest of them are, just in coordinating colors. Okay, so that's our journal cards. And most of these I did not back because I feel like they're light enough on the back that you could write on them. Plus you have the pages in the journal itself. So that's on my journal cards. So that's kind of the color palette that we have going on. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. Like I said, I will link Barbara and Luise's video so that you can see how they did theirs. And, you know, there's probably a little bit more detail about how the cover is put together on their videos than mine. Since I already did mine, you can probably get more detail about that from theirs. But it's a basic, just hidden spine, you know, assembly. There's nothing magical or tricky about it. So, all right. So now what we want to do, since we have all our journal cards and all our tags, is we want to work on a cover to match kind of what we have going on here. And I like to put together combinations that are not usually together, I guess, or not, how do I want to put this? In other words, you know, I've got the numbers and the kind of grungy, kind of industrial look, but I also have the buttons and the lace and the fabric and, you know, the softer pieces, the birds and the butterflies and the flowers. I like how all those things work together. And so when I was figuring out what to do for the cover, that's I kind of carried that onto the cover as well. I have not decided whether I want to put a piece around here, whether I want to put a piece of fabric or another piece of some kind of cardstock or paper or whatever. So I'm going to leave that at the moment. I kind of like the way that it looks just with the paper, so I may not do anything, but we'll see after we get it all together. All right, is everybody totally confused now? So the first thing that I'm going to put on here is this piece of burlap. And I did the same thing for this piece of burlap that I did with the tags. I, you know, squished my oxides down on the glass, sprayed it with water, and dragged the piece of burlap through. And I used the same colors so that I could tie it into the inside. So this is going to be the first piece we're going to put down, and it's going to be kind of our base to get started with. How is everybody? I hope everybody's doing good. I've been just crafting, making. It's been a good making day. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands today like 5,000 times. And I keep getting them just as nasty as they were, you know, 30 minutes before. So it's just part of it, I guess. All right, so that's our base. And you can see I've got quite a bit of room in this. And I did that intentionally so that I could put some other things on the inside and not have it be a gator mouth. It's going to be a little chunky journal. I don't know why I'm into these smaller little journals lately, but I am. Okay, then this is just a piece of cardboard box that I tore off and put some gesso on. It's got some white gesso, it's got some black gesso splatters, and it has some white picket fence, Tim Holtz picket fence oxide on it. I want to put some finished photo on it. And around the edges, just to give it some more grunge. And if you feel like your cardboard has got more substance that you want, you know, more thickness, you can run it through your Big Shot or your little Sidekick, and it'll flatten this out some, and it'll give you a lot less bulk. But this one's pretty flat because it's pretty thin, so I'm not going to worry about it. I think I can just smush it down with my fingers and it'd be fine. Okay, let me put some of that, take some of that white off. All right, so this is going to be our next piece that we're going to put down, and I'm going to put it about like that, I think. I want a little bit of the burlap sticking out, and you notice I didn't glue down these little frayed parts. And you're not going to be able to see a lot of the burlap, but you know, that's how it goes. We put things on to cover them up because that's what we do as junk journalers. And I'm using the 3-in-1 glue because I am gluing the fabric. Trim this off right here. Okay, and then this little piece is a embossing folder that has the alphabet and numbers. It's Tim Holtz, and I ran it through. It was on like white watercolor paper, and I ran it through. I painted it with black gesso, and then I took my Gold Rush metallic luster and just barely rubbed it over the numbers, the raised parts. I hope you can see that, just to give it a little bit of a goldish shimmer. And then I put the 2 little gold brads in there, and I'm going to put it down the side right here, and that's going to tie my numbers in that I have on the inside to the outside. And it's just mounted on an extra piece of scrapbook paper just to give it a little extra thickness. Okay, so that's that piece. And the reason that I did the gold is, I don't know if you can see, but on the front, you'll see that I did some texture paste through a stencil on these front pages. There's that one. And the last one, I did that. And those also have just a little bit of the gilding wax on, excuse me, rubbed on top. Just to give it just a little bit of a gold shimmer. I didn't want to go overboard with it. It's just got a tad. Okay. Then I have this paper feather. And I have no idea where I got this. But I've had it forever. And I think this is the place that I want to use it. So I'm going to glue it down. I've just inked the edges. Is all. And this is going to bring in my little bird factor that I have going on the inside. All right. And next, I made 2 little tags and put stamps on them. And I'm going to put one about right here. And then I'm going to put the other one. It just says part 1. And it's got a little bitty tiny grommet. And I'm going to put one like that. Now this one I'm going to glue straight down. And I'm going to leave those strings in there, hanging out. I'm going to scoot that over just a tad. Let me get that glue off there. Okay. And then this one I'm going to put here, but I'm going to put some dimensional tape on the back so that it will stick up just a little bit if I can find it. Just these little square foam pieces. Okay. Take the little bags off. Maybe. And then just for extra security, I'm going to put a little dab of 3-in-1 on each one. Okay, there's that. Now, I have this butterfly, which is a Tim Holtz butterfly. And this is going to bring in the butterfly factor that I have on the inside. And I think that I'm just going to glue it straight down because I think it's going to be fine. But the one thing I am going to do is I'm going to throw those little things all over my desk. I am going to cut these little antennae loose. Because I don't like how they look when they are attached to the rest of the butterfly. I hope I'm not gonna cut them off, because that would be not good. So I need to clean my scissors. And I need to try to not cut that over a black table, because all I can see is black. Oh, me. There we go. Yep, that's much better. And I'll use art glitter for this so I can get those little bitty things glued down. And I am going to glue them all the way down since we're working on the cover here. All right. And the last thing I have is I took just some fabric and some crocheted piece of crochet and this flower, and I poked a hole through the center of it and put another gold brad, a bigger one this time, and I'm going to put it right down here just to kind of finish everything off. I'm going to try to put it in such a way that you can still see like all my brads and everything. I'm going to use 3-in-1 for that. And this one I won't worry about gluing all the way down. I'm going to glue the fabric all the way down, but that way if the leaves want to move a little bit or whatever, that's okay. Get that little glue web there. Now my thought right now is that I don't want to have to put any kind of closer on it, but depending on, you know, how bulky it is when it gets done, it may be required. If it is, my plan is to make these 2 strings go all the way around and tie over here. But as of right now, my plan is to not do anything there. And then, like I said, I haven't decided if I'm going to do anything here or not. What I might do here is put some kind of book plate or something or maybe even, it might be cute to do some washi tape or something like that, just, you know, with some lines. But for now, that's where my cover's gonna stay. So we have our pockets for, or our tags for the pockets. We'll put those back in. We have our journal cards. For the side pockets. And like I said, these are, you know, I just stamped them. I'm not going to build any bulk by adding anything else to them. I think they're cute the way they are. And I kind of did them based on, you know, what the theme of the front page was. Get them all back in here. So the only thing left to do now is to decide what we're going to do as far as the individual pages are concerned. Couldn't figure out if that was the right one or not. I think it is. And I think I'll carry on with kind of the nature, botanical, flowery kind of theme. With the little bit of grunge and industrial to go along with it. So, do we want anything here? If we do, I think it needs to be some numbers or whatever to kind of carry. We already have the kind of softer thing, so over here would be where we would want to include the more industrial numbers and stuff like that on this side, if we choose to put something there. You could put another pocket here if you wanted to, and maybe put some smaller. I don't think I cut a bunch of, I'm not even talking in complete sentences, am I? I cut a bunch of, I got Tim Holtz 2 new die cut kits, and cut out a bunch of blanks. These are envelopes, and these are like policy envelopes. Let's see when one of these is folded up, if it is small enough. Let's find one that, and I just took pieces like the Tim Holtz papers that have these little bitty 2x2 pieces. I took some of those and used those, and just little scraps. Went through my scraps and found scraps that, that one is the colors. Let's try this one, see if it works. Just to see if it is going to work. My scoreboard is on the other side of the room, so we're going to just use the ruler here. See what we get. I think it's going to be small enough. Obviously to go like this. Isn't that cute? So we could do that. Of course, this one would look better back here with the butterfly, wouldn't it? So we could do 3 of those. Like that. Okay, so let's see if these are small enough. This is the little policy envelopes. See if I've got one that'll go. That one's got numbers. Oh, I forgot I was looking for numbers. I probably should have picked a different one to do for that. Here's one that's got envelopes and stuff, and here's one that's got text. Hold that one out. This one's got stamps. Like I said, I just went through and got scraps because, you know, that to go through your Big Shot, it can't be any wider than 6 inches. So it's a good way to use up a lot of the smaller papers that you have. That's a cool one. Okay, let's see what this one looks like. It may be, oh, this one is the one that didn't have a full sheet. It had something cut out of the corner, but I did it anyway, just so I wouldn't waste the paper. Because I don't think you're going to be able to really tell. Get my fingers under there. Come on. Okay. Yeah, that one fits too. All right. Or you can tell on that one. Let's do this one. So we could do 3 of these and 3 of the others. And have some more spots to put stuff. You could put it like that, or if you wanted to put it somewhere else in the book, you could put it like that and clip it, which this side is much more interesting, so I may do that. So we'll do 3 of those, and let's do 3 of the envelopes. Yeah, we'll do these 3 for those, and then let's pull out a couple more envelopes here. See if I got anything with the numbers. That one's good color-wise. Can always stamp some numbers. That one's good color-wise there. That one might work there. Yep. I think that's going to be it. Alright, so yeah, if you guys get these dies, just make you a bunch up ahead of time with your scraps. It's a great scrap buster. And it, like I said, it makes really cute little envelopes. I could actually use that one too, but it just doesn't have any numbers. But I could always, actually I'd want it on that side. It'd have to be this way so my butterfly wouldn't be upside down, even though it's only a partial. No, I think I want that one. Stay with the Tim Holtz look. Okay. So we'll fold these real quick. And then I think what I'll do instead of, that was real straight. Instead of, making them so that they are envelopes, I mean, they're going to look like envelopes, but I think I'll make them so that you can fold them out and right inside. So in other words, I won't glue anything. I won't glue anything. I'll put something here to hold it shut, which I know what I can do for that. And then you can fold it out like this and write in it. And I think to do that, I also cut out of the same set. One of them has, what do I do with them? Little bitty tags. And if I take the smallest one, which is pretty dang small, and I just cut these out of Tim Holtz his craft stock that he has, the colored craft stock. If I put one of these on here with a brad so that you can rotate it, is it going to hold that shut? Is it going to be strong enough? Because this is pretty thick cardstock. I think it will. Let's try it. So I'm going to take it about right there. And poke the hole. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a small, oh, and I want to show you this stuff too. I'll show you that in a second. So I got so much going on. Oh my goodness. How many gold ones? I'm keeping with our gold theme. I may not. Gold is not usually a color that I buy in these brads because I don't hardly ever use them in gold. There's one, I think, if I can grab it. No, that's copper. Okay, I'm going to use this in one, and then if I find one, I'll switch it out. So if I put this on here, like that. It's not going to hold it shut, I don't think. Oh, it would if I put the right, no. Okay, so that's not going to be strong enough. I really don't want to glue it shut if I don't have to. I may have to put a thicker piece of cardboard on the back of that. Well, it almost holds it if I get it. If I get my creases down good. All right. Let's see what happens. If I take a piece of, oh, well, let's see what happens if I do two together. If I glue two on there, you watch your live, people, mistakes and all. Oh, come on. Duh. Sometimes I wonder about myself. I'm sure that glue dried in the time that it took me to do that. Oh my goodness. There we go. I think that's going to work. If I feel like it's going to pop up, I'll put another one. But I think that's the trick, is to make this thick enough to hold it down. Maybe to make it a little shorter. I maybe should have pulled it down more. I think it's going to be okay. Okay, so let's ink this up. And then let's use let's put some numbers on here. Numbers, numbers. What would we do without them? And do we want to put like a little stamp or something? That is the question. No, I don't have any red. I got quiet, didn't I? Sorry about that. Just don't know that that adds anything. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for now, and I may get a real stamp, like a real postage stamp, and try that. But I definitely want to glue it right there, and I'm gonna glue it all the way down, of course. I could make another slot behind it, but I think we've got plenty of places to put stuff. And if I decide that I need to put another tag on the back of that to make that thicker, I can still get to it to do that. Okay, so there's that one, and that would mean that our so we got, so that goes on the back of signature before it, so it would go here. I already had them stuck in there, didn't I? Oh my goodness, guys. All right, how long we've been going? Let me check that. I don't want to bore you guys totally to death. Oh, we're okay, I guess. I am on low battery, though, so we're going to have to wrap it up here pretty quick. All right, so let's do this one. And these fold pretty well from the, you know, the creases the die cuts put in there. So, you really don't need a scoreboard for them, to be honest. See, that's probably the top, yeah. All right, so this one I'm gonna wanna just kind of ink up. This one's got a nice spreading surface on the inside because it's printed. This is a digital and it's printed on cardstock, so. right. So let's get us a couple of those little bitty tags out for this one. Glue those. To find the ones that aren't so long. Move this one down a little bit more and see if that makes a difference as far as holding it shut. Ooh. Sorry, I'm sure I was off screen just then. All I did was poke the hole for the brad. And about throw it all on the floor. Alright, let me... Yeah, I think I may have to go back and put another layer on those. But we'll see. After it's shut and setting for a while, it may flatten on out. Alright, so this one's going to go right here. Do we want to stamp a number on it? Why, yes. Why not? Let's stamp a number.